When did the other woman become your best friend? I found her number in my husband's phone saved as Mike from work. Something felt off because he'd been texting Mike at midnight about missing him already. I called the number from my car during lunch break. A woman answered with a sweet voice. When I said I was looking for Mike, she laughed and said wrong number before hanging up fast. That night I checked his phone again while he showered. The texts were deleted, but I saw a credit card charge for flowers I never received. The flower shop was near his office, so I drove there the next morning and showed them the receipt. The cashier remembered him because he'd bought 2 identical bouquets, said one was for his wife and one for his girlfriend. Even winked about keeping them both happy. I sat in my car shaking. We'd been married 8 years. Had a mortgage together. We're trying for a baby. Instead of confronting him, I did something crazy. I texted Mike from work pretending to be my husband. Hey, beautiful, can we meet at that coffee place at 2? She responded immediately with heart emojis. I got there 20 minutes early and picked a corner table. When she walked in, I recognized her immediately. She worked at the bank where we had our joint account, had helped us with our mortgage paperwork last year. She was younger than me, prettier, wearing the kind of heels I'd stopped wearing after getting married. She spotted me and her face went white. She turned to leave, but I called out, please sit down, I just want to talk. She walked over slowly like I might attack her. I'm not here to fight, I said. How long have you been seeing my husband? Her eyes filled with tears. 6 months. I didn't know he was married at first. He said he was divorced. By the time I found out, I was already in love with him. She showed me their texts. He told her I was crazy, that we were separated, that divorce papers were being finalized. He'd taken her to fancy restaurants while telling me he was working late, bought her jewelry with our savings account. We sat there for 2 hours comparing stories. Every business trip matched up with romantic weekends he'd taken her on. Every late meeting was actually a date. The gym membership he'd suddenly needed was because she liked fit guys. She pulled out her phone and showed me more evidence. Pictures of them together at places he'd sworn he'd never been. Reservations at restaurants he claimed to hate. Even a video of him singing karaoke, something he told me he'd rather die than do. The worst part was the promise ring he'd given her. She held out her hand to show me. It was exactly like my engagement ring, but with a bigger diamond. He'd literally upgraded the ring he'd given me 10 years ago and given it to someone else. We ordered more coffee and kept talking. Turned out we had tons in common. Same taste in books, same favorite TV shows, even the same allergies. He'd learned what I liked and found another version of me, just younger and more naive. She asked if I wanted her to break up with him. I had a better idea. We spent the next hour planning exactly how to confront him together. She changed his contact name in her phone to his real name. I did the same with Mike from work. That night, I cooked his favorite dinner and acted completely normal. Meanwhile, she was texting him that she needed to see him urgently. He told me he had to go help his brother with car trouble. I smiled and kissed him goodbye. An hour later, she called me. He'd just arrived at her apartment. We stayed on the phone as she let him in. I could hear everything. Him saying he missed her, that his crazy wife was getting suspicious, that the divorce would be final soon. Then I knocked on her door. The silence through the phone was deafening. She let me in and we stood there together, watching his face cycle through confusion, panic, and defeat. He tried to explain, but we'd already heard enough. She threw the promise ring at him. I served him divorce papers I'd had drawn up that afternoon. The best part was when we both laughed at his shocked expression. He looked like he'd seen ghosts. 6 months later, she was my maid of honor at my second wedding. My ex still texts us both trying to apologize. We forward the messages to each other and laugh about them over wine. Turns out being cheated on by the same man was the foundation for the best friendship I've ever had.